All right. So this is our first podcast. It's
Cool.
myself and my father.
Cool. Glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for accepting the invite after you declined the invite.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I had to drive 1,600 miles to do this, so it better be good.
Is it worth it or is it not?
It's worth it, definitely.
I'm just kidding.
We're going to be world famous.
I know, man. Hey, I'm only going to be famous if you continue to be famous.
Phew. That's a tough one. I'll pass the torch to you.
Pass the torch. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't tell everybody that I taught you everything you know now. Okay?
I know it. I know it. They won't believe it. So talk to the man with the old gray hair.
So how is Michigan?
Michigan's a beautiful state. 60 years in Texas. Never thought I could transition so quickly, but when you have air that you can feel go down to the bottom of your lungs with each breath, a sky full of stars and wildlife, and 8 miles away from a body of water anywhere in the state, sunrises and sunsets that just are hard to beat. It's a great place to live, and a lot of peace and quiet. If you're in the northern part, not so much if you're in the southern part of Flint and Detroit. I mean, these aren't hot spots for people wanting to migrate to. But where we live in the northern part is just stunning. And my photography up there just sort of took off, all because there isn't hardly a bad place to take a photo. They just present themselves.
Man, I just got your calendar as
Sure.
my gift. Oh man, dude, like your calendar a while back was really good.
Yeah.
When I opened it, I didn't really realize it was yours. I was like, oh, is this what I think it is? I was like,
Right.
wow, it's my dad's. And I was like flipping through it. I got like into like month 3. I was like, Courtney, come look at this. My dad's new calendar blows the last one away.
Wow.
I mean,
Good to hear.
man, it looked like commercial.
Yeah. It made a difference when I got good equipment, good lenses, and on top of that, moved to a part of the country, a part of the United States where it's just again hard to take a bad photo. And we just got back from Crested Butte, Colorado, and Cody, Wyoming, Grand Tetons, and Yellowstone, and I didn't even get started out there. Plus, the weather wasn't so great at times, but every time I go out, I realize what good camera equipment can do. Is such a game changer. Good lenses and a good camera just bring the whole world in. And that part of Michigan and the UP just gives you so much opportunity. There's so much nature out there to grasp that you could have 5 photographers take photos in the same area and then look like 5 different places. It's just amazing. And there's a lot of great things in Texas to photograph. But I guess what it is when you get to a new place, you just see things you've never seen before. You kind of get used to it. 60 years in Texas, don't know really what to say. You just sort of get used to it. Maybe you sharpen your eye when you move to go somewhere else, and just everything's fascinating. But we miss Texas, and we've come to love Michigan and travel.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I first saw your photos and the colors of the water were, I mean, I was like, is this the Bahamas?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. You said you moved to Michigan. Where are you not telling me that you're really doing here?
Exactly. That one drone footage of our bay, our marina area. When we were looking at a home and they drove us by that marina, I'm like, this looks like where we got married in the Caribbean. And this is Michigan? Are you kidding me? And then night came, and you can see just a carpet of blinking stars through your bedroom windows, and you just can't believe you're seeing this without having to go out in the country 50 to 100 miles away from like Dallas-Fort Worth. Absolutely amazing. But that drone I bought has a Hasselblad lens, so that really brought out all the colors. And people that saw my footage said, we've lived here all our life. We didn't know it looked like that. So that's how people just kind of take their area for granted too. But once it's properly displayed, they're like, that is amazing. So a turquoise aquamarine color water on Lake Huron, it's hard to fathom. God.
What made you start targeting the lighthouses so much? Is it just a natural infatuation?
Part of it, and part of it was the people asking, say, "Hey, could you do this? Can you do that?" Because I opened it myself up. Hey, what would you like to see? So people's had me come out to their homes and do some aerial photos, and the lighthouses just keep going. They just keep bringing you back, and let's try a different angle. One night I was sitting at the house and looked up and noticed there was a big ring around the moon, like not a moon rainbow, but just a big circular from the cirrus clouds that produce the crystals that refract. So I went down to the lighthouse and I put the moon behind the lantern room, so it looked like this big ring was actually emanating from the lighthouse. So every time there's an opportunity to portray it, I go try to get a different angle. And one of the better ones I think that I've done is the Northern Lights. That is that's intriguing. And then of course you try to time it to when the light comes on in the lantern room, and it's one of its modes. And then as for people thinking about how to do a better photo, really changed it when I started to illuminate the lighthouse from the camera side. And so then you can actually see the lighthouse and not just a silhouette of it. So, I mean, it's just you just keep experimenting with things in a beautiful area, especially when it's in your backyard, basically. Got a 1840 and an 1870 lighthouse just 2 and 3 miles from the house. It's a quick ride down there, and, I got one with the comet Neowise. It was parallel, it just kind of was up and down just like the lighthouse was, and that was a spectacular photo. And somebody at 1:30 in the morning drove around the lighthouse and went down this hill and hit their brake lights, which fortunately I was clicking away, and one side of a building and the lighthouse had a red glow to it. So that's like a once-in-a-lifetime shot.
Wow.
So much of this I think is right time and the right place. So between luck and fate, man, you just got to get out and just go find it. It's there to be found. Just there's once in a while we get a fog, and so that you can get some kind of neat photos out of that. But you can just about get it in any kind of weather out there. There's going to be a good photo somewhere in northern Michigan. Like I say, it's northern Michigan's like, well, when we first got to Michigan, it was in the lower part. I thought, yeah, it's okay. It's pretty. It kind of reminds me of East Texas. Then we got north. Oh my gosh, this is like a national park. Just a great, big, giant national park. And I think people are different up there. They just seem to have a peace about them. And, they all respect nature and love it. And so you don't see as much pressure and tension with people. There's some of them that have it. You'll never escape that. But it's a place to go see. All the places I've been in the U.S., and then Michigan was the last frontier. A frontier I didn't even know existed, had no idea what I was getting myself into. So thanks to my wife, Terry, that got us up there, and like, oh gosh, she opened up a whole new world for me. Lucky man.
Wow. I've driven through Michigan in the past, and I remember when I went through the south up, the southeast. I forget exactly. It's 65 or maybe not. I don't remember exactly what highway it is.
69.
Is it 69?
Yeah, it goes east-west.
Oh, I'm talking south to north.
Oh, south to north would be 75.
Is it 75?
Yeah.
It's been so long, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember, I did it in the wintertime, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, Michigan sucks.
Yes.
But I got further north, not like to where you went, but I definitely got further north, and then I went to the west.
Yeah.
And then there was all these trees and forests, and it was very significant looking.
Yeah.
It definitely was different. I can see it in my head right now. It wasn't like any other state.
No.
But I didn't get to see like what you are living in. That blows my mind. I can't believe I haven't even gone up there yet. Times been tough, but
I know it. It's all in good. Well, hey, look at me. It took me 65 years to get up there. So we all. It just takes time to get some things done, and I mean, there's other beautiful. I haven't been to Montana. I can't wait to sharpen my skill on that one. We're probably going to go back to Yellowstone one day. And I know there's a million pictures of the geysers and all that, but I don't have any for myself, and
Right.
just not that I'm going to be able to get there and outdo anybody. No, there's millions of photographers that have been there. So, but I don't have any for my personal collection.
Yep.
And just kind of like something you want to. It's kind of one of those bucket list things. And I get so tired of a bucket list. Ah, boy, people wear that out. So, but there I did. I would turn right around and use that phrase.
Man, just personal tabs.
Yeah.
Or you'll come up with a phrase.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, probably right before I die.
Have you come up with any? Have you made any awards since you've been there?
I wound up on TV. I actually posted photos to the TV station, and they post them kind of often. And then now they know me, and they say some nice things when I contribute a photo for Photo of the Day. And that led to some people at the place called Besser Museum. Well, they saw this and they said, we'd like to use you as like artist of the first quarter of a particular year, a couple of years ago. So I had astrophotography photos there, 2 foot by 3 foot, and they had about 8 of them. And they paid for it, and they were going to give them back to me. And I said, you have a planetarium here. Why don't you? And you paid for them. Why don't you keep them and then just kind of change them out from time to time? And so they were related that that I didn't take them, though they said that's your property and you keep them. What am I going to do with a 2 foot by 3 foot photo and put it in the house? So that was kind of neat to be. That's where I got the television interview and the exposure there. And I went to a gallery in Alpena, and I asked to say, hey, I'd like to think about checking out, see if you could like hang some of my art in here. It goes, oh yeah, you're in. We know who you are. Well, wow. So it was kind of neat, just a guy having fun out there taking photos and putting them out on Facebook. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea what an audience that would gather. I just was a guy having fun. But it all changed when I got the good equipment. So good equipment, people say it doesn't matter. Well, take a Volkswagen to a NASCAR race and see how you're going to place. So good equipment makes all the difference in the world.
Yep.
It's a complete game changer. So I've done like 3 webinars, and, I wouldn't brag on those. It was just kind of informative because people want to know how to do stuff. The last one I did a couple of months ago, it's unbelievable what the technology is on telephones these days. It's unreal. I have one on my phone. I was looking at it, and, here's this app that you can download that works with your telephone, and it's an astrophotography app. And there is one where you can like lay it on your windshield, or if you have a tripod, it will take a 4-minute, 7-minute, or 10-minute long session to record like the Milky Way galaxy or whatever you want. And somehow that software tracks the movement of the stars and doesn't overlay or drag the stars across the screen. It keeps it in one dot.
Wow.
So I actually got one at a 7-minute, just laying on my windshield, 7 minutes long, brought out a decent amount of the Milky Way galaxy core, or the Milky Way galaxy period. I was like, my gosh. But I can do with my good camera in 2 seconds and 10 times the photo that a phone can do. But you can manipulate them and play with them and shoot them in RAW and then adjust the photos in like a software like Lightroom or something, and come up with some very interesting astrophotography things with a stinking telephone. They're getting better and better. But again, when you have a full frame sensor like what you and I have, that's so much data.
Yeah, I know Apple just a couple of weeks ago were like, hey, we're putting the big cameras, we're putting y'all on notice.
Yeah.
The iPhones. I was like, I'm sure they can come up with some cool stuff still. They're definitely improving. I don't see it ever beating glass.
Yeah.
Even if they beat the camera, I don't see them beating glass.
That's right. They don't have a glass lens, and they don't have a full frame sensor. And if they do, you're going through a piece of plastic because it has to be scratch resistant to be on a phone. Can't be polished glass. that'll destroy it. So there's a friend of mine that has a 200 megapixel Samsung Ultra 21S, something like that. Oh, it's incredible. It does a magnificent job. But try taking a photo of the moon, now blow it up. Let's see what you got. I've got photos with mine they wind up being like 90 megabytes. That's a huge, huge file. I can put that on the side of a barn. I have a couple of photos, one in Texas and one in Florida, that's on a billboard. Well, try that with a cell phone photo. It'll never happen. I mean, if they put a sensor in there, once again, it's got to pass through this little flimsy plastic orifice. It's just not going to work. But yeah, let them talk. They said they were going to beat Google Maps years ago, and they threw the towel on that one. So, yeah, nice try.
You know, I will. I mean, they're still really far behind, but Apple Maps, they are pushing to be more competitive now for sure. Because like with a lot of things that I do with business, I have to get my clients on Google Maps, and I have to boost their rankings.
Right.
And you know, I've mentioned before that adding photo and video like every single week helps. But one of the things that was the craziest that I found that helped the most was like harvesting Google reviews.
What's that?
Google reviews.
Oh.
Like getting their clients or customers or whatever to leave a review after a service or activity or whatever. That helped boost them up more. So now Apple is like, hey, we're doing that too. Yeah. So now they're really advertising towards people that do digital marketing to start using Apple Maps as well as Google Maps. Because I think a lot of people who are on iPhones, they're still using the Apple Maps for the navigation because it's on their home screen by default. You just click on it, and that's just the default one. Like even my fiance, she uses that all the time. I was like, why aren't you using Google Maps? It's much more accurate because everybody hates Apple Maps. It always sends you to the wrong places. Yeah. You get lost. Like to this day, it still sucks. Yeah. But I know they're working on it, so it is interesting to see what happens when they do catch up. Yeah. But it's an area that I've got to start exploring myself because I have to put, like even this location, I have to put this location on Apple Maps to show that it's a business so that other people who are looking for a podcast studio can come on here. Yeah. Right? So Apple's like, I think they fell so far behind. They're like, okay, it's time to fix this. Yeah. You can only replicate the same exact thing over and over and over for so long. You know, it's about 15 years, you know? Yeah,
it was. And I think that's about 15 years ago when they gave up and they publicly announced we can't beat them. And then Google bought Waze and incorporated that. So I have friends like, you're using Waze? Well, use Google Maps. It's built into it. Oh, and everybody that I have personally talked to that uses the Apple Maps didn't really understand or know Google, converted on the scene, are like, oh my gosh, look at this information. Look at this stop sign down here in my neighborhood that shows a little bit of an orange or red, meaning 1, 2, or 3 cars are stopped at the stop sign to go forward, left, or right. It even knows that. And pretty sure that the technology they have captured was from cell phone movements. They don't have to know your phone. They wouldn't have a clue. This was discovered in Finland years ago where this telephone company was looking at their cell phones. They're just looking to see what does it look like? Look at all these people moving around the map. And then they suddenly were like, here's a whole pile of them sitting there. And they checked out. Yep, there was a wreck there. So they started thinking about it, and they came up with a computer program, and they sold it to the Finland's transportation sector. And then they were the first ones to come up with signs on the highway saying, wreck ahead, divert now, and do that. And then America picked up on it. So who knows how many years ago they had it figured out. And then pretty sure that's the only way Google Maps could possibly know that it's going to be busy on your neighborhood street. You know, they've got it all figured out. And they warn you, and most of the time, and plenty of time, there's been 3 times I know of it, that the most it saved me was 2 3/4 of an hour. And it was right at this hill that you couldn't see over. It said, exit now. Okay, I'm doing it. And then we got to the stop sign. I could see over the other side of that hill, and there was a 2-hour and 45-minute delay. And I was on the service road going to Houston for 7 miles. of nobody moving. And it got down to the 7th mile, and there was the wreck, and it was a grinder. It was bad. And those people sat there for 2 hours and 45 minutes before I know before they ever moved. And I was flying at 60 miles an hour on the side. Had I not paid attention, I'd have been there.
Golly.
So, and that's happened 3 times. Coming back from Michigan or going from Michigan to Texas, exit now. Okay, that was another like 2 hour and 30-minute delay, and we drove in and around using these little side roads. So we'd kind of cross over the interstate. Yep, look at that back. Cross over it again. And finally, when we got to the end of it, they still had not worked on that. Still working on that wreck. And another one had occurred after that. So like, oh, man. It's a phenomenal app. So good luck. Good luck, Apple. Try beating them. But as a business, you're right. A business needs to use every tool at their fingertips. And there are 2 international search engines that are free, and if you don't use those, if you don't have the business sense to keep up with that, you're going to be out of business, because the people that will utilize that, they're going to outdo the competition. That restaurant in San Antonio was so funny. I went there at that time. This is years ago, 2018, 2017. That's probably actually 2016. And took a photo of a real beautiful startup restaurant. And they're like, man, this is better than the photographer took. I had a cell phone. I doctored up the photos. Posted, I said, look, I put them on Google Maps for you. And they're like, oh, man, thanks. A month later, I come back with a customer, and we hear these footsteps running out there. There he is. And we're like, is Willie Nelson here? Do I look like Willie Nelson? You got me mistaken for somebody. But they run up and they said, you got, what's going on? I said, well, we're here. We got a menu here, and that was the executive chef and owner. I said, you got anything you want, food, drink? You're not going to pay 1 penny for it. So, you sure you know who I am? I go, yeah, you're the one that put us on Google Maps, and that's been bringing everybody in. I'm like, oh. So, if you've got a business and you're not on Google Maps, or like you say, Apple, what are you thinking?
Yep.
The guy in San Antonio had 7 Firestones. And I wrote a photo that I took of his shop the day before. That next day at the meeting, it had already 4,400 likes. And you should have seen the look on his face when he turned to his IT guy. And I said, what in the hell? You didn't know to do this? And this salesman did?
Yep.
So after that, those couple of incidents, I took it to every shop or every business that I visited that I had some dealings with. Said, this is something you've got to do. Doesn't cost you a penny. I'm sure there's things that you know that you can do to spend money with Google to even further enhance that. And I'm now seeing Facebook's asking me, do you want to boost your photos? Mm-hmm. I kind of dug into it, and it's like $7 to $14 for X number of days. I said, so apparently they're thinking, yeah, we've got to do something a little bit more. But, I sell photos off of Facebook. People contact me from time to time. Hey, I'd like to buy that. So, and that's not even a high quality look. So most every one of them, well, actually every one of them that's bought some, by the time they get it to their house, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of pixels that I have to play with when it goes to print. It's a game changer. Looks good on Facebook, but man, in real life, high quality shows itself. Yep. You had said something to me before about. About the video, the Google portion of the video, Google Maps, and I'm noticing now every time I look at something, there's a video right up front.
Yep.
Right in the beginning.
Are you talking about like whenever you do a Google search and you're just scrolling through like the list of whatever is available, and you notice like the second picture is the video playing? Yeah.
I see that all the time now. And I was at a city council meeting with in a place called Rogers City, and I was discussing it, and they had 2 IT guys there. They did not know that. So I have, some of these are friends that own their business there, and we're friends, and I go in there, do you know about this? And they're like, no. Well, now about 3 of them have videos now. Not a lot of places to buy and purchase things in Rogers City, but they're growing and expanding, and it's kind of cool. Everything you said about that was true.
Yeah, and you
gotta have it.
You can change that all the time too.
Yep.
Like on my company where mine's up in Flower Mound.
Yeah.
So on my Google Maps, you can only do like a 30-second video.
Oh, is that what it is? 30. That's a lot of information. 30 seconds.
No, it is. They downscale it really bad though, so it looks okay.
Cheesy.
It's made for like your flip phone a long time ago, so it's not horrible, but it's like 240p or something. It kind of sucks.
Too much data.
Yeah, and it's Google Maps. They're not. I don't think they're set up to carry that much weight.
Yeah, their bandwidth isn't. Yeah, that's a good point.
But the thing about it is you can change them out all the time.
Right.
Whatever the new one that you upload, it usually overrides that. So I took all the genres that I have experience in, like real estate, construction, golf, baseball, for example. I don't think I put baseball on there. Yeah. But the industries that I've experience in, food and beverage, I put all those real fast. So within that 30 seconds, I have like my drone intro of the downtown turn in, and then I have real estate. Like 3 shots of that. Here's the video that I've done. Here's my HDR photography. So I have like a 1-second click of me holding down my flash. It does all 3 exposure ranges. Yeah. And then here's the final product. Boom, boom, boom. Like a quarter of a second, a quarter of a second, a quarter of a second. Here's the examples. Yeah. Boom, food and beverage. I have that little dish sliding across. Boom, here's golf. I have the slow motion for like 3 seconds. Yeah. So I took my 30 seconds and I chopped it up in every genre that I could, just compiled it. And I tried to put a call to action at the end of it, but it was too difficult. Yeah. But yeah, if businesses can change that out all the time. Right. And Google wants you to feed it. It's kind of like YouTube. YouTube will help you out if you keep posting. And Google's the same thing. Yeah. Google owns YouTube. They have the same method. So it does boost you up. That and getting reviews all the time, it's like good business. Right.
Right. And you've got to pay attention to that stuff. Mm-hmm. If you want to be get your competition going or outdo them.
It's your storefront.
Yeah, it is. It's a digital storefront because people are sitting at home ordering stuff. And you go to a candy store and it's like, here's the one in Rogers City. And this lady took that to task. She did a video of herself and walking around her store. And I was like, that was smart. So she figured out, and she's young. Maybe some older people have they might be technically challenged, and that's where like you could come in. Or, anybody that knows, I mean, myself, I've helped some people, but it's not a career path for me. But my 75 million taps on my photos on Google Maps, the biggest one's in little old Alpena, Michigan, at 3.5 million people have tapped on one of my photos. I'm like, huh? Yeah. Not Houston or L.A. or wherever, but you never know. And that it's shocking. And so that was, again, as a free post.
Well, if you have 75 million that you can show, like I saw that you did a video of like a pizza place, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So the thing about commercial photography and video is that, okay, let's take, for example, the guy who like said, you can eat for free. You put us on the map, right? Yeah. So that photo, let's just bring it down to one photo, just as the prime example. That one photo that you took, people have seen that over and over and over, and they've bought that over and over and over. You have been a catalyst in their sales by a photograph. Right. So what photographers have figured out over time is when you're in a commercial, you're doing sales for them. Right. So they hire you for $150 to take 3 photos or 5 photos or whatever, typically. Yeah. Because they're going to just price out, just try to get as cheap as possible, but still a good quality because there's so many photographers. So what you do is you license that for a price of every day or every month, or do like an annual thing. Mm-hmm. You keep generating a revenue from that. Now what they can do is come back in and like hire somebody else and take a different photo. Oh, yes. But a lot of times they won't. That's the same thing with video. You can keep getting paid from your work because you own it. It comes out of your camera. You can go into, I think I've told you about this, you can go into the settings of your metadata and change it to your company name. Right. So it's on your raw file. You don't have to change anything. Yeah. So you own the raw, and the raw says your name on it. Right. So if they ever try to do whatever, like they've done to me, you can take it to court. Like it's all in the metadata. Right. That's where the details are.
That's and you can say, thank you guys. That's a nice little income for me. More than I actually made on the photo by you taking it. Yeah. I'm going to get more then I would have for the photo in the first place. Maybe you should have asked. Maybe now it's going to cost you $14,000 or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's about right. I charged $8,000. I still gave them a good deal because they paid me.
Yeah.
It's a construction company, the ones that I'm referencing right now.
Yeah.
They paid me well, but man, they just wanted to run me over and copy.
Yeah.
And they like, I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
But my point is that my pictures that they have not paid the licensing for are up on their profile right now.
Yeah.
My photography was so good and it helped them out so much. It's their main profile picture now on their Google Maps.
Yeah.
So they're still generating a revenue off of that.
That's right.
And I sent the licensing paperwork to them. They didn't want to sign anything. We don't feel comfortable. I'm sure you don't.
Yeah.
Just ripped me off, and
Right.
you're branded now. So that's my property, and it says what date you uploaded that. So all those months in between.
Yeah. Cha-ching.
Spank you very much.
Yeah.
But the other point I was bringing up is if you do sell enough of these things, like just even with your cell phone, the video that you did, you can charge a licensing fee for $5 a month if you wanted to keep that up. Because look, I have 75 million people. You can work that angle. Do you know how many followers that you have on Google Maps?
Oh no, I have a decent. I have some followers on there, but I haven't looked at that in a while.
A lot of people don't really get into that.
Yeah.
Some do. When they do, they're all over it.
Yeah.
I've tried to. Nobody follows me, I don't think, but I follow like probably 10 people.
Yeah, it may be something like that. It may be more than I think. I know it's like almost 800 on Facebook, but there's people that have 10,000 on Facebook. But
Right.
Google Maps, I haven't. It'd be interesting to find out because at 75 million, I've been contacted by Google on 3 occasions, all expenses paid trip out there to be a part of a symposium about how to advance their cause. And the last one, to get out there, you had to do a little, up to a 30-second video, commercial video for some little place.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't quite grasp it then. That was actually pre-COVID, I think. And then, yeah, that's right. It was right at 2019, and so that was everything that you said. It didn't stick in my mind. It didn't make sense to me at the time. I thought, well, okay, I guess it's just something to do. But I was very, very comfortable with photos. But the video is not hard at all. I mean, good gosh, especially if you're using a cell phone. You go to the place, you say, use your camera, turn on the video, boom, and it's there.
All
You're
these
done.
cell phones have Steadicam now too, so
That's right.
Shake it.
That's right. It does. It's like, man, that's pretty smooth.
Yep.
It's just built right into it. So, I mean, you can walk into a place and say, hey, I have the advantage of saying, I got 75 million views. I can help you. And this won't take minutes, how about such and such a price? Even though they can do it for free, just a lot of them, they don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that because it's going to further their cause and get them out there. And most of the time I get through explaining it and I show them all these photos of places where there's all these hits. I'm like, oh, God, I want that. So it's not really a trick. It turns out it's always good.
How long did it take you to film that pizza place?
Man, I mean, we went out there for fun, and I thought, here's a good chance to try out a video. Look, it was nothing. And I told them what I wanted to do, and they're like, yeah, hey, that's great. I didn't know you could do that. You didn't know I could do that. You didn't know you could do it either.
The magic words.
That's right. So, and I've become like this favored person, And so I did a couple of them, and one of them I posted, but it was effortless. Didn't take me any time. The lighting was already set. And these cell phones, they capture so much light. It's amazing what they can do even in the dark. But just put it in video mode, kind of looked at it, said, this is going to capture it good. I had them walk through it, sliding the pizza onto the paddle and walking over there, put it in the oven. Boom, we're done. And I haven't looked to see how many views it has, but they were very happy that I did that. It was a neat little apple orchard out there in northern Michigan. So it's kind of fun for me because we go there. And, I like them, so I didn't charge them. But it's good to kind of do that stuff and go,
No, you should
take us to the next place. Hey, see how many likes this has? Yeah. You want this.
You should do it for free that first time.
Yeah.
Like, look, I can, once you have me come out here once every 1 to 3 months.
Yeah.
we'll do a new one. It boosts your views and boosts your sales.
Right.
I mean, if you just go there to eat and your meal is $30, charge them $30 a month.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can't. I mean, you'll have to
No.
obviously work it. Some will do it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And if like it's a pizza parlor, for example, then hey, might get a free pizza. Remember Juicy's Hamburger in Tyler, Texas? It was a nondescript photo. They were the first one to break 1 million clicks. I'm like, what? And then Ricardo's restaurant, I did one there in Tyler, and before we left the restaurant, it was already over 7,000. I'm like, what? And so the power of Google Maps, that people got to use it.
It's much more important than businesses understand, and even successful ones. I was talking to an HVAC company recently about it, and he's an old school dude. He's like knock on your door, shake your hand, and let's do business kind of guy, like old school
vacuum cleaner salesman.
Man, yeah, I mean they do a good job. They're not like, it's HVAC, of course, they're shady.
Yeah,
but they're about as solid as you can get to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I had the lunch with him, and he didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
he was like, I've got this. I'm like, he's trying to get like airplane money, so I mean, he's very successful.
Yeah,
but even at the end of the lunch, I was like, look, that's cool. We don't have to do anything. I get it. But go get your Google reviews. Every one of your customers, just make them give you a Google review. That's your new thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the sale, please leave a review. Just do that. I said, you don't have to pay me for that info. That's yours now. And it's stuck in his head, but he's still not doing it.
You know, you're right. Because every time we go to, like, we're traveling or Alpena or wherever on the road, doesn't matter. What does my wife do? Let's look at the reviews. And it's everything you said. Well, we're not the only ones doing it. Well, what is everybody saying about that restaurant? It's got 5 or 4.5 stars. You know, it has 2 reviews. This other one has 900 reviews. Let's go to the one with 900. That's a business decision you make, because why is there only 2 at this other one? Oh, no. 2 reviews that gave it 4 stars, 5 stars. Okay, but here's one with 900 reviews, and 95% of them are 4 or 5 stars. Okay. That's a lot of people saying, and this is good. That might be the owner of the business. So that is important. We use it all the time. I didn't even think about it till you just said that. Yeah, never thought about it. And you better be looking at what they're saying and showing that you get back with the people, either thanking them, spend a little time, thank them.
Yes.
That means something to those people. They'll come back just on that because you were nice. Or, hey, I'm ready to fix it. What can I do?
You want to know what Google does about that also?
Good question.
This is how serious this stuff actually is. So there is a chat feature on Google Maps. So when your customer leaves a review, if you don't start responding to them within 24 hours, Google starts bringing down your ranking.
Oh, wow.
It is making you get really involved. If you don't, because it's going to pick up on when you start doing it. If you left me a Google review on my business right now, and I did it in like 36 hours, or I didn't at all, it wouldn't pick up on it. But if I do it, if you leave me one right now, you know, because we're just sitting here at the table, and I'm like, oh yeah, here's my notification. No, thank you, you're awesome, blah, 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 whatever. It knows that I responded in like a minute. So now, for forever, I'm on a 24-hour clock.
Wow.
Shot clock. I'm on a shot clock. If I don't respond to you within 24 hours, I start losing my ranking. It's enforcing you to interact with those who are interacting with you on Google Maps. It's really weird.
Think about that. So you've got to have.
It tells you that in the guidelines.
But who's reading it? I don't think a lot of people read the guidelines. They just don't know to do that, I think, because they're still trying to make that, still trying to make their candy or their donuts or work on that car in the shop or go out there and fix somebody's air conditioning. It would pay to have somebody sit there. That's a new job path, you know, just to take an IT person, whatever, take care of that, respond. Because a business owner would probably struggle to do that, but that's a part of it. Especially if you're in a large community like a metropolitan area, it'd pay somebody just to sit there and then here come the reviews and then help pay for advertisement. that maybe you want to put on TV, but there's advertisement right there. And more people, more and more going to Google Maps. You told me not too long ago that Google itself said that Google Maps may surpass Google as a search engine.
Yeah.
That's extremely important for business people to understand and wake up.
And the intent is there.
Yeah, and it's all good for you. It's all good for the business.
Mm-hmm.
Google's not going to sit there. I mean, I haven't figured out how they're making money off of, I guess, all the advertisements that are in the Google thing. But hey, you know what? It sure helps the business owner. And they're right. They got to pay attention to it. And it's nice to see. It's always intriguing to people to look at review and see if it's negative. See how did the owner respond to that.
Yep.
And if it's that same copy and paste answer, but some of them are very like, hey, we're very, you can tell when it's sincere. That means a lot because, hey, you know what? They're looking, they're interested in making their place better. And it could be the competition saying something bad. You never know.
You can control a lot of things on there too. Have you heard of SEO? Are you familiar with that?
No.
Search engine optimization.
Mm-mm.
It's basically just things down to like keywords and phrases. So if you go into Google Maps and go search whatever you search for and click on their profile, and you go to the reviews part, you'll start to notice that you see a couple of keywords right there. Like customers often mention, like we were just at Perry's, right?
Yeah.
When I looked on their Google Maps, it said on their reviews, it had 240 mentions of the pork chops.
Yeah.
So
I've seen that. It breaks it down by keywords. Tap on that. Now we're looking at pork chops.
Right. So that's another thing that you can start doing to counter anything that's going on negative, because when you start harvesting the reviews, I call harvesting, sometimes it's a bad word, but when you're just incentivized, man, I said incentivize with the customer. He's like, oh, so fraud. It's like, no, man, you need the reviews, dude. Give them a 5% discount to like leave you satisfaction. It gets you more customers.
Yeah. Bingo.
Like, you're not putting them in a raffle.
Right.
That's fraud. Yeah. Just give them a price break if you leave me a review. It helps my business grow. It's nothing wrong with that. Nope. But
do you want them to come back? Because that's why you opened your doors, is to get you to come back.
So, I mean, they just were trying to copy everything that I did so they can kick me out and not pay me.
Yeah.
It's whatever. But my point is that not only can you get them to write the reviews, please mention this word and write a sentence around this word.
Huh.
Then you start doing your own SEO and your keywords boost and whatever you want to sell the most, which is something, if that's what they bought, please mention this keyword in your review, because then you can sell more of that item.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's soaked in.
It's optimization. That's all it is.
So if you have a donut store, let's just say, then you want to focus on glazed donuts or chocolate eclairs, or the fact that you make specialty cookies or cakes, then say if you make sure that they offer that you tell them to use some keywords. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I had not thought about that.
You want one more piece of game?
Of course.
Okay, so are you tired of making all these businesses money and you're not making any?
Oh yeah.
Let's change things up a little bit.
Let's do
little things, some that you're not using, called YouTube. Because you've been asking me about Instagram for a long time.
And I'm on it now.
It's not a bad thing to do. You should still definitely do it, because that's just more social proof.
Yeah.
When I went to Norway and I came back, I made a royal mess up. So there is a very popular thing right now, since everybody has smart TVs. Yeah. They go to YouTube and they put on background music or nature stuff, right?
Yep.
We were on this dock in this awesome restaurant in Norway. So I sat my 4K camera out on a tripod and I filmed the ocean and the dock and everything for about 5 minutes. Yeah. In different locations, so I could just put it on loop. I was going to create like a 10-hour video out of it. Yeah. Because you just copy and paste it all the way across the timeline, however long you want to. Yeah. And you put some sound effects, you put birds, trees, wind, water, splashing, all kinds of stuff you just had onto it, right? Yeah. And you just post it on YouTube. If it looks good enough, especially if it's 8K,
Yeah.
They will literally just set it on their YouTube and just play it for hours. Like Courtney and I do it every morning. Whenever we wake up, I turn on YouTube and I put on like winter, fireplace, jazz, autumn, Halloween, whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes with music, sometimes without. And sometimes we find where it's like it's literal, like somebody had their camera out there just filming a beautiful scene.
Yeah.
And as pretty as Michigan is, I mean, do you have 8K on your camera?
Yes, I do on my
For
D850.
Are you serious?
It's got 4K, but if you do this other thing, then it'll go to 8K, but you lose a frame rate or something. But
Okay.
I haven't fooled with it yet.
Okay. So you have 8K. What's your widest lens that you have?
14 millimeter.
14.
Yeah.
What's the aperture?
It is 2.8.
Say less. Say no more. Okay. Look, man. Okay. If you don't want to get into video because it's the amount of work you have to do to it, dude, find those pretty places you take pictures of.
Mm-hmm.
Do a 5-minute video, 10-minute, 30-minute, whatever you feel like doing. Upload it to Google Drive and dump it to me. I will work your YouTube account for you. I'll do all the sound editing. Do it in 8K.
That's okay. And I'll split it with you.
Whatever. Dude, especially being 8K, it's so highly searched.
So 8K, and I know 8K, but what TV?
It doesn't matter if the TV can do it because everybody has 4K TVs and they're searching for 8K content.
Yeah, they want to see it
just to see if it beats their 4K.
Correct.
I do it all the time.
I would too.
I go watch 8K videos almost like once every 2 weeks.
And who wants to see a 4 when there's an 8?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the 8, and I don't even know my TV. I have an OLED TV. I don't know that it can do any better, but I want the 8 because I know there's more whatever in there.
Yep.
More data.
Yep.
It's got to come out probably a little bit better. You know, they say the human eye can't. Well, I want the 8K.
And when you're watching YouTube, it says that you can type 4K, 8K into the title.
Right.
But it shows down there 4K.
Yes, it does.
And now it shows 8K.
Yeah. Can you believe that YouTube can handle that kind of...
I know.
What kind of servers do they have?
I don't know.
My gosh, it must be the size of Atlantis. Michigan, yeah.
That's what that extra island off to the side is for.
Yeah,
Where all the
exactly.
servers are.
That's where there's just a server island. Yeah. I don't keep bugging me about that. 'Cause I looked it up. I wrote it down, and I have it in a little sticky note somewhere in my my backpack. But actually, that's just 4K. And now that I have these kind of lenses, and yeah, look where I live. Get some waterfalls and stitch those together.
Yeah.
Start bugging me about that.
Dude, anything with water. Do a 5-minute video.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you loop it because people aren't really even watching it. They're not sitting there and watching 10 hours of water. Oh, it's in the background. Like their TV is like it's like a wallpaper with sound effects.
Yeah, true.
Dude, so many people do it. You should see the amount of views those things get.
Yeah.
And if you have 8K, you're about to buy another camera, man.
Look at Noel Thomas.
Right.
He has done unbelievable things, and he's now got a video that's in the, if you're flying like across the ocean or something, then you have the ability to punch that up and watch his, I think he's got now 8 hours. He had a 30-minute video of the northern, of the Milky Way galaxy moving across the sky. And he said that was about 500,000 photos stitched together, 30 minutes. He has a 8 or 12-hour video. What in the world? How many photos would that be?
Speaking of, I need to go find his YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, you know him, and I think you're friends with him now. And whenever he makes a compliment of some of my photos, I'm like, dude, your middle name's Hubble or James Webb, and you know it's amazing me that he likes my stuff. I mean, look at his. But sometimes I tell him, hey, you know, I got that photo to be that good because that little class you put on and just watching you and learning from you. So, however you get there. But 8K, yeah, we've got some beautiful. could just see like these rocks when the sun's setting and you're in the golden hour and the blue or whatever, and the way they glow, they turn pink or purple with the sky. Imagine just an 8K video with a little bit of water coming up and splashing over the rocks, and then put a fine song behind it, or I'm in.
Dude, I'm telling you, just try it. Just all you do is just put it on the tripod.
Yeah.
It does its thing. You don't have to worry about taking the pictures. The sun sets.
Yeah.
You can make it. You can put it in reverse and make it come back up and
That's
back
what
down.
Noel Thomas does.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Not that fast.
Yeah, no, right.
Slowly.
Yeah. So if you do an 8K, do you need to do time lapse?
No, that's a bunch of photography.
Oh, this is video.
Oh, does yours do video?
Yes,
That's
8K video.
Dude, just get your settings right, make it look good somewhat. I can tweak it and edit a little bit, make it just pop a little bit more in the video.
Yeah.
I'll put sound effects to it. I'll make it sound good. I'll make it sound perfect. Just hit record and just leave it on the tripod for however long you want to. Like if the less amount of time you record it for, the more people are gonna be able to tell it's a loop. But even then, they don't really care. Like with the Norway one that I made, there was a boat that came across. Yeah. So when I looped it, it would just always come across. Yeah. But people don't care.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. So
right.
I deleted them. I don't know how. I put them into a folder with all the Norway stuff. Like all their pictures, their videos, and everything that I did on that trip. I deleted it off my memory card also.
Oh, it's still there?
No, it's not. I filmed so much, I overwrote it. It's gone.
Do you have that software that'll...
I did.
And it didn't find it?
I've recorded so many videos from filming all the time. It overwrote its space.
You're positive it's still not back there. I have 8 to 11,000 photos on a SD card that the SD card said was empty.
I can keep trying. I don't want to give up, but dude, it says unrecoverable. It's been overwritten. Now, if I go take it to the FBI, I bet they can get it back.
Yeah, you're friends. You're friends with them.
No.
Don't you watch FBI shows on TV?
No, FBI's gay.
I hope they get a clean sweep from whoever the next president is, and this will clean them out.
I don't know how it's about to get worse. They're about to be bigger than the Pentagon. They got that passed. That's crazy. Yep. I don't want to get into that, but yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, I mean, all the stuff about Google Maps and everything, like, you're on point, like the business stuff, but dude, the YouTube thing, oh, man, I can't believe I didn't ask you to do this earlier.
And they pay you. If you get big enough, they pay you,
dude.
After a certain
after this, I'll show you the views.
Yeah,
I'll just click on something random.
Yeah,
like this morning I put on one, so when Courtney woke up, one was playing. Yeah, it already had like 2,100 people watching it live.
Wow. How much did that football thing you do? How many people looked at that? The Cowboys thing.
Oh yeah, let's look.
Yeah.
You won't believe this. Man, there's an old friend of mine from poker. Great guy. His name is AMAC. He typed in Deron Bland on YouTube and watched this compilation video. He's like, man, that's a badass video. It's like, it was a compilation of all of them. Like, this is cool. He looked down and goes, I don't usually look down at like who made it. And I looked down and said, Tyler Cambry. I was like, no way. And I looked closer to see that picture. I was like, I clicked on his profile. I pulled a profile picture. I was like, he's like, it's all Rigo Suave. Yeah, that's Tyler. No way. And he called me. He's like, dude, that right now has 204,000.
Wow.
204,232 views. I had 13 subscribers when I did it. Now I have 186. So I got 173 subscribers. So I'm not even at 1%. So I'm not very good at this. But
when do you get paid by YouTube? When do they start paying people?
They start paying you once you get 1,000 subscribers. Once you have 3 hours of watch time, 30 hours of watch time. There's 3 things.
Yeah.
1,000 subscribers, a certain amount of watch time. I forgot the third thing.
Yeah.
There's 3 things, but the other, whatever the other one is, it's easy to get.
Yeah.
It's like you probably just started a YouTube channel. You already checked that box off.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly what it is, but the third one's easy. But
Yeah.
getting the watch hours and getting the subscribers, those are the two things that are difficult.
Right.
Once you hit that checkpoint, then you can be monetized.
Yeah.
Now, doing what you're doing with like the 8K video,
Yeah.
dude, if you don't hit that many views, I would be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, if you did like even a quarter of that consistently,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get that. So I got almost 1% views, right?
Yeah.
So my one video from 1 month ago got me 173 subscribers.
Yeah.
So if you did that once a week,
Yeah.
just send me a 5-minute video and I just loop it and upload it, and you get 50,000 views every week. Then I mean, you start, and in 1 month you'll get 150 subscribers a month. So that'll take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in 7 months you'll be monetized if you do one video a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like a long time. We
Yeah.
could do more, and it might be an 8K. It might be faster than that. The 8K videos are usually breaking like that number,
Yeah.
if not 1 million. Like everybody searches for 8K
Yeah.
because they just want it displayed.
Right.
So-
They just want the ultimate. They think they've got the best TV in the world, so let's put the best possible video to it, and then
Mm-hmm.
the most enjoyment.
And on videos like that, I think they get more subscribers too, because
Yeah.
I'm just Tyler Cambry posting a football video. Nobody knows what my channel is about.
Right.
I beat the NFL,
Yeah.
but everybody would subscribe to the NFL because they know they're going to post those type of videos.
Yeah.
So I will get less subscribers because I'm
Oh, yeah.
unrelated to football.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
But doing what you do, do you have a Gmail for your business or anything?
Just my personal Gmail.
We need to create a Gmail for that.
Yeah.
It's easy to do. I'll help you out with it, because then that email is what controls your YouTube, and it is dedicated to that. Like I wouldn't call it. You can use your Eugene Photography if you want to, but I would come up with like a Michigan name,
Yeah.
because people don't want to know you. They want to know
Mm-hmm.
where that is or whatever. Even if you want to just travel,
Oh yeah.
even if you just travel and
Yeah.
do the same thing in Colorado, Montana.
Right. And nobody knows Eugene, but they might get a catchphrase.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of travel thing, because then they'll subscribe to it. No, this is what you do.
Yeah.
And you'll get more subscribers that way.
Right.
Especially if you're doing 8K all the time. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Dude, and it's so easy to edit that, because I just copy and paste.
Yeah.
That's easy. Control V, 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 V,
Mm-hmm.
V, V, V.
Yeah.
1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours,
Oh yeah.
4 hours. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Export.
Mm-hmm.
After I've color edited the one
Yeah.
frame, it just copies.
What do you use or can you say what you edit to one frame and then it goes across all the frames? Or better not to say. So keep it a secret.
What do you mean?
Well, like when you take one frame out and you edit it, and then you can expand that editing to all the frames of a video. Is there a?
Oh, that's common. So you can actually edit the clip itself, or what I do is I create an adjustment layer.
Yeah.
It's like another piece of paper, basically, that you put on top of the film strip, if you think about it digitally.
Yeah.
And then you just edit. You can change everything inside of that.
Yeah.
You just stretch it across on top.
Mhm.
It's not really a secret. Everybody knows how to do that, unless that's not
Okay.
what you're asking me.
Yeah, it was something I did some years back where I had let's say like a 30-second video, and I froze it. I took one photo, edited it, and when I pasted that edit of that photo to enhance it, and then it went all across all the frames of that 30-second video. So now all the single frames in that 30-second stretch look the same as the one frame that I edited and enhanced. So take 30 seconds. Say it's 30,000 frames. I take one, edit it, and then it takes that edit, that enhancement, and now it's on all 30,000 frames.
Most people know how to do that now.
Okay.
That's not a secret anymore.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to do that not too long ago. I couldn't remember how I did it, so that's
Yeah.
dumb.
No, dude, so many things on YouTube, like explain
Yeah.
everything to do, because I used to just edit
Yeah.
the video clip itself. because you can just change the brightness, contrast, shadows, blacks, whites,
Right.
the whole nine. And then you have color wheels,
Yeah.
which I learned how to do. Like, I know how to shoot in RAW and bring out the real depth of things now.
Yeah. Big time.
Or not just RAW, I'm sorry, S-Log. So you, in video, you grayscale everything as much as possible because it actually collects more data.
Yep.
So the more gray and almost close to, I mean, it's not like black and white, but it's on the verge of it. It actually collects more data.
It does.
And then you drag all the shadows out, all the highlights, and it looks way different. Now, the only thing about it is you have to do not just the color grading, but you have to do color correction. There's actually like a couple of steps.
Right.
So I tried it with a green screen. Does not work.
Wow. Yeah. The greens, I have not messed with the green screen, but you see the benefits of it, amazing things that you can do with it. The grayscale, I remember the much more data to play with. And then all those sliders that, oh my gosh, you can change things. It's unreal what's in a photo that people don't even know is there. I mean, I've had a couple where I just simply dehazed a photo. It's two completely different photos, night and day. So that's just one slider. Imagine all the other, what's that graph where you can...
histogram.
Yeah, histogram. Oh my gosh. Now there's people that just use that. I haven't quite got there yet. It's like I screwed up too much when I use that.
Yeah, that's weird. I use that, but I do it like in post, not while I'm shooting.
Yeah.
Because I just...
I don't either.
You just bring the peak to like 90.
Yeah.
And 10.
Yeah.
You can do top to bottom, but I mean, it's in editing, that's just kind of helps you.
Yeah.
I like to visually see it too.
Me too. I know my files are like 94 megabytes. And then I had one the other day where I was editing the photo. I thought, I've got all this data here. Let me just go ahead and actually brighten it up just a little bit. And it really came out good. And then when I downloaded it, it was a 94 megabyte JPEG.
Jeez.
And so I started playing with a whole bunch of photos and simply went into some, brightened it up a little bit on the exposure thing. I realized I wasn't really losing anything. I might alter something a little bit. Still an outstanding, well-lit photo, and it jumped the JPEG size way up. Actually, that's what led me to take this one and take it. Let me brighten it up. 94 megabytes. So it's 94 megabyte RAW, turned it into 94 megabyte JPEG, which means if I had turned it into a TIFF, it'd probably be 600 to 1,000 or some of those. And those, I went to a company that does the, they put things on like propane trucks or 18-wheeler floats, the 18, let's see, the truck, the trailer part of it. And he looked at my photos. I can put that all the way across, completely across an 18-wheeler. And he goes, I can put that on a barn, and it would not lose anything. Man, that's a whole other avenue, taking photos. You know what, let me go to this place. Well, it happened to a restaurant in Rogers City. There's a part of one of my photos on one of their walls. A part of a photo. I'm like, oh my God. I kind of opened my eyes to, hey, think of the things you could do. Say, here's your business. Here's something that might really look good on your wall, or the billboard. I'm on 2 billboards, one in Florida, one in Texas, and I never thought of that.
Jeez.
But they saw my photos and said, we'd like to use your photo on a billboard. Like, wow,
you could be getting paid every day for that.
Stuff like that. Well, they do. There's a person who, like, this is exactly what they do, and they say, yeah, it's between $250 and $500. And then we can use that as many times as we want. And I said, but it's kind of like I already did a photo, and I can sell it to this company, and they'll pay that. And then you can market it to other companies. It's not like their property. But they said we don't pay $500 for every billboard we put it on. So it's just that's the commercial side of it. So I said, well, still, that's just, I think I got 500 for it. So it's like something I already had, and they saw it on Facebook, and they liked it. So just like that photo I had of the lighthouse that the editor of Lighthouse Digest picked up on it. So we don't pay, but it'll be good advertisement for you, give you credit. So there were people that saw that and contacted me on Facebook and even said, wow, when you make Lighthouse Digest, you have arrived. That guy only picks the best. So,
Wow.
so I have put that photo on puzzles and other things, and every time I like put it in this art gallery I'm in, it's gone. Like, man, why don't I print a bunch of them? Duh.
Speaking of lighthouses, there was a reason I asked you about that earlier. Whenever we go to Bora Bora, there is a really famous one. I think it's in Tahiti, which is where we had to fly into.
Man, oh, that's a shame.
Oh man, I don't want to go.
I know.
But they have some famous lighthouse there, so I was gonna drone it and shoot it. I was gonna send it to
Oh yeah. That's it. Rub it in. Go ahead.
you. Dude, they have because of the volcano right there, they have a black sand beach.
Man, oh man, I'd hate to put my feet. Yeah, that knife is going in deeper.
I'm just kidding.
Man, well, we have I'll just say this, and we go in Michigan's got like 126 lighthouses. Dog.
Oh, man, all right, you got me beat.
That's not too many.
That's not too bad.
It's the most of any state, if I recall.
Is it?
Yep.
Jeez, well, how many calendars is that?
Oh man,
12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96. I already lost count.
Yeah. And we have 200
like
waterfalls.
You got like a decade of business right there.
I know.
How many waterfalls?
It's about 200
Dang.
in the northern peninsula.
Are you serious?
Yep. And some of them, are just like, man, oh man, you walk through the woods, you can hear it coming. You get up there like,
Wow.
beauty, the freaking beauty.
Jeez.
When we went to Crested Butte, we went to the outer areas, you get a new appreciation for the mountains again. And they change from sunrise to sunset. All the shadows and the colors, they do different things. Just like watching a color wheel spin. And then got to say the Grand Tetons. It's like, man, oh man. But I'll tell you what, man, Michigan, there's 200 different waterfalls. So that also is, in fall, you have spring, you have summer, even in the winter. And so there's an untold number of opportunities to perfect.
Go put your 8K camera
Yeah.
on a tripod.
I need an email every day that says, "Where's my 8K?"
Okay. Will do.
Yeah, that'll get me going.
Hey, I'll tell you what, when I get done with it, you'll be like, okay, maybe I'm not going to split this 50-50 anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
This is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, well, hey, I'll take, because I won't be doing the work. I mean, I'll be doing the front end. We'll figure out something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it may wind up being I get 95 and you only get 5.
Well, especially at that point, it's probably okay.
Yeah.
You're making 70,000 a year off of that.
Yeah.
I'll take $5,000.
There you go.
Yeah, that's for my editing.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I'll charge for labor too.
That's right. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking
I
about,
forgot about
profit.
that.
Profits now.
$1 an hour, right?
Hey man, I don't live in Tahiti. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going there.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I hope we're all hoping to see some stunning photos because I know you have the capability, you have the equipment.
Oh, I'm bringing my drone this time. I didn't bring it to Norway because somebody got in trouble and he got hit right away. But that guy was an idiot and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no wonder you got pulled over. Like,
Right.
damn it.
Yeah.
One place, man. Total mess up.
Yeah. Well, best of luck on that.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, I hope this is a first of a couple. I mean, I know you'll never be down here, or not very often, but
Yeah.
I think this is fun. This is one for the memory books, I think.
Yeah. Same here. To actually do a podcast with my own son, you know, who has technology thing. I have no idea. I mean, I'm so behind the times now, and I used to keep up with the technology, but I look at all this equipment here and go, man, let's go back to my Kodak.
No, dude, it's wild. Like I can upload this video into an AI program. It can go find 1 minute clips and cut them out for you and send them to you. Hey, this would trend. It's
man.
I don't like using it, but it can be. It works.
It's not that an old man can't learn new tricks, but wow, there's a lot to learn.
Oh yeah, no, I can't even learn at all, and I'm in this.
Right.
Yeah.
You get you a robot.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks for having me.
Where are we about to go?
We're gonna pop. We'll find out. I'm not sure yet because we don't know if we can travel too far west. But I'll say one thing. I'll put one plug in for what you told me about all the places I've eaten in America. And, you know, I'm picky. And you were bragging about loopy tortillas beef fajitas. I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, I've heard this before. Yeah, so and so has the best pizza. Yeah, right. Okay, but I have never, ever, ever, ever had anything like. And who would ever think to talk about it and brag on something as much as I do? Lupe Tortillas, beef fajitas, to the point that I called the company down in Houston, their headquarters, or I think it's Houston, and I said, I need to speak to the person who's in charge of marketing. I got a hold of him. I said, you guys, do you do any advertising? Well, no, we really don't have to. I said, I believe it. I said, you stay packed. There's people I know that have never been there because every time they go, it's a 2-hour wait. So you got it. But you know what? Your beef fajitas are just the whole world doesn't really know the extreme efforts you put into it. It's unreal. There is not one bit of gristle in them. They all chew up like angel food cake. So I could almost make put my hand on the Bible and say, that's the one place you go and get. Everybody else take a back seat because you can't compete with Lupe Tortilla. And I don't get paid for that.
Yep.
But, man, that's unreal.
Hey, we're plugging you, Lupe. We want some.
That's right. I want some.
Oh, you don't need marketing.
I got to see if they ship to Michigan because, man, I could put those out. Let's say having a party and I put those out. People think, dude, you got to open a restaurant. Yeah, I got them from a restaurant.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for all that.
Absolutely.
Had fun.
Yeah, I did too. I love you, and
love you too.
Hope we can do this again.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe I'll come up to Michigan. We'll do a mobile one.
Let's do it. Yeah, and by a waterfall.
Yeah.
Or the Milky Way galaxy.
Dang, that would be cool.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. All right.
Take care.
All right. Sign off.